me just make sure the sound is good. Gonna make this, Lord willing, a quick live through the power and spirit. Let me just make sure. Gonna make this, Lord willing, a quick live through the power and spirit. So shalom, shalom. We'll be flowing through the spirit. I got some precepts I came across. Let's see. Again, Lord willing. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. So before we crack this off, let's give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Green Millstone who rule well and teach well through the spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit, Lord willing, as a whole, that you continue in sound doctrine. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sister that is faith and is truth. Lord willing, that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Again, you see, it's titled Flowing Through the Spirit, but it stems from 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter, verse 51. Seek out the glory for such as be like thee. Now, I'm not going to read through this whole chapter. I'm going to start at a certain point, read a few of these verses, and Lord willing, get like some precepts to add on to this lesson. You know, because Ezra was worried about all Israel, even the wicked and the righteous. And, you know, the angel, you know, of course, was bringing a message from Yahweh and says, seek out the glory for such as be like thee, right? So it's other brothers and sisters that's seeking that glory. You know, I should be seeking the same salvation, the glory in Yahweh Shema Shai as them, because that should keep your mind focused on not being a 2/3. Now, I don't know if I am the elect, if I am the 144, one of the 144,000. So I have to prove myself worthy unto the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai by always investigating him, always examining myself, always trying to be the perfect imitation of Yahushai, because he is the best example of obedience, of overcoming endurance, overcoming this world. He's the best example. So the Most High revealed to Ezra that in the midst of a wicked world full of corruption, the elect have a different fate, a different mindset, a different glory. While the majesty walk in destruction, the elect are commanded to seek out the glory belonging to those who are chosen, obedient, repentant, and spiritually aligned to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Paradise is for the elect. The tree of life is for the elect. The kingdom is for the elect. Rest is for the elect. Hebrews, the 4th chapter. Perfect goodness and wisdom is reserved for the elect. So you got to find yourself, what is your mind stayed on? So I got other precepts in mind, but let's actually get into this reading. It's a beautiful chapter. It do afflict you. It excites you. It make you think. You know, even your forefathers was worried about all Israel. But you have to know the Lord don't care about the many, he cares about the few. So let me just read this verse at the top. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved. Do you remember anything in history where something like that happened? In the time of Noah, in the time of Lot, when Abraham was interceding with the angel, with really Yahushai, if it was 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, so on and so on, would you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? And only 3 people walked out of Sodom and Gomorrah with no harm done unto them. So dropping down to verse 44, it says, even so perisheth man also, which is formed with thy hands, and is called thy own image, because thou art like unto him, for whose sake thou hast made all things, and liken him unto the husbandman's seed. For be not wroth with us, but bear thy people, and have mercy upon thy own inheritance, for thou art merciful unto thy creature. Then answered he me and said, things present are for the present, and things to come for such as be to come. For thou comest far short, that thou shouldest be able to love thy creature more than I. But I have oft time drawn nigh unto thee and unto it, but never to be unrighteous. Never to be unrighteous. You bugged out. You just said Moses was a woman. Actually, I'm going to remove your ass. Moses was a woman. Get the hell up out of here. So verse 48, in this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. And like Paul, he said he couldn't make himself of that number, right? In this walk, we have to be humble, because it's really Yahweh Shem Shai that gives the increase. Now, before I keep going, I want to go to Matthew, the 5th chapter, real quick. The 5th verse. Something that that was said in Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 6. I'll start at verse 2. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. What is the meek? The meek is the humble, right? You have to have a lowly spirit on this side, right? Because the Lord is speaking on the behalf of the humble. He is speaking on the behalf of the sincere. Let alone the humble and sincere can see the blessings the Lord have given you spiritually. Let alone the Lord always had his hand over you, covering you in certain situations. Now, this is a word that keeps staying stuck in me for the past few days. Are you aiming to be a stoic for the Lord? Where trouble come, you still hold your composure, discipline, right? You're not tired of waiting. You don't have an attitude. You actually are comfort in waiting in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Are you building yourself up? Yes, I know a lot of us not living in the best circumstances, but are you able to still have a beneficial life, paying your rent, getting this done? Children is being fed. They got clothes. Yes, they going to school, getting a dumb education. I'm calling it dumb because it's under Esau. But do you have the daily things that you need to still move in this society? If yes, the main focus is what? Right? To hunger and have a delight for the words that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Now, I got a lesson that's going to upload. What was it titled? Salaki. Let me look on this phone. I gotta see the title, Salaki, y'all. This is a great point. Without wisdom, Salaki, without the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the world is dead. So just like you Black, Latino, Hispanics, and Native Americans, regardless if you believe you're Israelite or not, you are dead without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you are a reflection of the world, because the world, without this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is dead. Wisdom of Solomon 6:24, the wise is the welfare of the world, and it's a king that's beholding the people, which that king is Yahweh Shai. The wise men, which is the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers of this word, they are the welfare of the world. This world is just going in circles around the elect. But everybody is focused on a bill, a career, and don't know what the hell is going on, man. Okay? Let me get this. I'll go to Luke 4:4 real quick before we go back to 2nd Esdras 8. It says, Yahushua answered him, saying, speaking to, the devil, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. This is why in arguments in your house, arguments with your brothers, or disagreement, whatever it is, the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai solves all of that. It put order in your house. It makes you as a man to teach your woman her role, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave us the blueprint. Literally, nobody can defute it, right? If your children getting out of order, children talking back to you, children talk to you like a friend, your daughter thinks she fast, guess what? You go in the scriptures, you could tell her about herself. Literally, This is why this wisdom right here, this is so important. And it's not about hearing a verse and feeling good. It's about getting edified, getting understanding on why things the way they are, what's going to happen. Why are we in the situation we're in? Okay? The bad and the ugly. So going back to 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter, and starting at verse 48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself, and it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. Therefore they shall suffer much misery, and be in such state that those who dwell on the earth in the last days shall have pity on them, because they have walked in great pride. Right? What is the great pride? Let's get this. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. And I believe it's 11:11. It says, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when they had freedom to do this, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. It's a lot of you, Jake, that despise repenting, having a sorrowful spirit daily. You should be repenting daily. Okay? Like the one brother, I think his name Ariala, or Ariya, the brother that was in New York that passed away last year. And I didn't even realize it was him. I knew it was that brother, but not him. And the brother did a lesson on, now we did all that time in the world bullshitting and pleasing ourselves. I, me. Now that you come in this truth, it's about you pleasing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's why no man, woman of her faith, should be slothful. You should not be lazy. Especially you men that have the ability. You should be doing the most for the Lord. Yes, you have moments where you enjoy yourself, where there's a smile, where it's entertainment. But mainly your focus is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? Mainly. Okay? So again, because they have walked in great pride, and that pride really stems from Esau, Edom. That's why a lot of you Israelite men, women, and children, you are a reflection of Esau, which through the Spirit is your father on this side. He babied you. He put you on the breast, it says, and molded you to the nigga you is today. All right? Verse 51, it says, but instead, thou for thyself, and seek out the glory of such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, and the tree of life is planted, in the future life prepared. Right? So the kingdom, the powers and everything that comes with it, through the Spirit is already prepared, because it's really in Yahweh. Everything is already orchestrated. Everything is already established in the Father. Like Jeremiah said in Jeremiah 32 verse 33, we turn our back and not the face. This is the most important time of your life right now. The most important decision in your life. Are you going to turn to the Lord? It comes to like you as a parent and you have children, and your children going off, your children might not show the fruit that they believe. Are you going to have the responsibility as a parent to teach your children? Are you going to always baby your son, baby your daughter? Oh, it's just something little. Then you don't really got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because you're supposed to be on your kid. You're supposed to be checking them for the smallest and great thing, because you have to imagine yourself, if they're not in your life, how far can they go? And if they don't have those stripes from their mistakes, how can they be battle tested for the actual stripes they're going to get in this world? So when your children doing something, hey, a lot of our children are spoiled. Take things from them. Let them feel afflicted without having those things, because we're not here to have children and raise them of this world. We're here to have children and raise them to obey and turn back to the Lord, have a delight. Like, I'm more excited when my youngins, I'm talking about my real youngins, when they say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, when they say Shalom. My little babies, I'm just being honest, speak more about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai as a baby than the older ones. Little babies have imaginations different than us. When a younger baby is crying out of her sleep while she's still in captivity, where your oldest daughter or one of your daughters or one of your sons is talking about a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know, this is not something to play around. We're not playing house no more. Even though children is children, our faith is more important than talking about a child. Because if we want to say a child is a child, you send them to school to get an education. You don't shop around your child when they're in school, not knowing you got children doing this in school, kids in the world, and that and that. You don't shop around them. You don't know until a teacher or a child tell you what's going on. So where's that mindset? Oh, they're just children. You know, you not up they butt when they in school. So it's the same when you in the house. You should be showing more force, because we're here performing a role in front of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is the big stage. I might have to do a lesson on that. This is a big stage. Okay? So what was that point again? Let me read that again. For unto you is paradise open, and the tree of life is planted, the future life prepared, all abundance made ready, the city builded, rest established, in goodness and wisdom bestowed in perfect measure. The root of evil is stilled up from you. Weakness and tiredness is taken from you. Corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Trouble is vanished, and unto you is shown the ultimate treasures of immortality. How are we seeing it? Because it's revealed to us through the scriptures. Now, you got to have the Rakak Wadash to be able to have them. First, they're revealed to the prophets. Let's get this. Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So when the prophets start to get these secrets, they have to go tell the sheep. Like when we going into Daniel 2, right? You have these prophecies of old that's still there, because it's things that pertain to these prophecies that haven't been fulfilled. Like when we look at Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and when you deal with verse 41, whereas thou sawest the feet and toes in part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with mar clay, and as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly divided. Right now, we're in the time of the feet. So when Daniel was telling Nebuchadnezzar, of course he fully did not have understanding of this. But we are in the toes right now, which is the European Union, NATO. And when you go and look up, when you research this, NATO and the EU are divided, and it's partly strong, iron, and partly clay, weak, right? Esau's kingdom is being divided right in front of us, man. And it's all set up by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. These are the secrets that have been given to us to prepare us for what's to come, to prepare us for the kingdom. Are you getting ready? Now, some say, I'm trying, I think I am. Well, we see in Revelation, the 19th chapter, because to get ready, you getting ready now. You're not, oh, I'm going to wait till Yahushua get here, then I'm going to get ready. No, this is Revelation 19:7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, which is Yahushua, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints, right? The bride is the children of Israel, starting with the elect, the 144,000, the men which is the friends of Yahweh Hashem Shai, the apostles, the prophets, and the bride is the rest of the elect, the body, the great multitude. And that wife is getting ready. Right now, she's in her getting ready stage. You know how you women is. I know it's some sisters watching. You take all day to get ready. You take all day to get ready to go to the store. You take already just to go get some wings. You take all damn day. And this is Israel. We getting ready. Why? Because we still dealing with the flesh. We still dealing with this world. We dealing with the obstacles. We dealing with family. All those things start getting in the way of the elect. But they're getting ready right now. And they're putting on that fine linen, right, clean and white. Let's get Daniel the 12th chapter. And that's that righteous garment in Matthew, the 22nd chapter. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They getting that oil. That obedience. That endurance. That discipline. So this Daniel chapter 12 in verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And this is why they're going to be clean. You're being cleansed right now by the word, right? And what do, I mean, I don't know if you, Jake, do, but what do you do daily? You wash up daily. You take showers. Some of y'all might take baths, Epsom salt, you know, getting the body to smell good, getting the pains out of your feet and your back. You're bathing yourself. So what should you be doing daily? Cleansing yourself. Because you want to be presentable to your husband, Yahweh Shai. So what should we be doing? We should be seeking out the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go to the classic in the gospel, St. Matthew, the 6th chapter, and verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. How can you seek the kingdom if it's a physical place? You seek the kingdom first, which is the wisdom that should be within you. This wisdom should be within you. Actually, let me get that. Let me get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to the book of St. Luke, the 17th chapter, in verse 20. It says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo, here or there, or lo, there. For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. It's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's that oil. When you go to Matthew, the 25th chapter, verse 1-5 in the NLT, the wise took extra oil, getting the extra understanding. And the foolish, they didn't have enough. They did not have enough. And really, when the KJV, they didn't even take none at all. That's the 2/3. They didn't take enough. And with this wisdom, you're supposed to endure it. You're supposed to use it. This is our weapon. This is our comfort. This is our healing. This is how where they say, this is how we build a nation. This is how we come together, right? Only the elect is coming together through the doctrine. Sorry, Sabak. It is doctrine over brotherhood. Because how I'm going to know that this is my real brother without the doctrine? Because if we disagree, is that brother just going to sit there, man, I don't even agree with what he's saying, and don't say nothing to me? We're not real brothers, man. Real brothers is in enduring through the thickest thin, right? Through terrible and great moments, through the arguments, during the bad times. You know, when in real life, when you was fighting your brother, your sister, y'all play fighting, and then y'all don't want to talk to each other, and then like, wait, an hour, 2 hours later, now y'all playing the game, y'all conversating with each other. We got wounds with each other, but we heal each other after, okay? Yahweh Shai coming at Peter, yo, you gonna deny me, but still Satan and ate with the man and told him, Satan want to sift you out, but I prayed for you. He still labored with this man. He even labored with a man that was going to betray him. Yahweh Shai is the supreme example of a brother laboring with you until the end. Until the end. When Yahweh Shai was taken up in the council, Judas knew what he did, and he's like, damn, and he hung himself. He fucked up. But Peter knew that he denied in that moment, but he came back stronger later on, was the top apostle. So which one is you? Is you going to betray him as a 2/3? But in the world, we didn't truly know him. We didn't seek him. Because what was we? We were like Paul. We were ignorantly in unbelief. Now that you believe, what do your works look like? What is your attendance in this ministry? A lot of you women, you got to know your attendance is how you manage your husband, not to rule over him, but you manage the things that he like, the things that he prefer. Because this is about the man and how you nourish and comfort your man, and you listen to what he's actually saying. It benefits you a position on his side or part of his glory, because you women as a wife, or when you become a wife, you become an add-on part of his glory. That is something to really cherish. A 2/3 woman don't got no glory on this side when it comes to a man, because she gonna be dead and gone. But you women that eventually become a wife, I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 50, or 1,000, you are part of his glory because you were made for a man. Okay? So do the most that you can. Play your role. Work on yourself so that you don't become a stumbling block, so that you don't become a burden, so you don't become a headache. Let alone don't become a headache to yourself. Always believe and know, to you men and you women, even you children, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is always watching. But are you watching? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai always watching. But are you watching? Are you that grandma that look through the curtains and see everybody outside? Go watch the movie Big Mama House. That one lady across the street was always looking out the window, always talking shit, calling the cops, doing all that extra stuff. Are you always watching? Okay? So let me see if I forgot something in 2nd Ezra 8. No, I think we good right there. So, seek what belongs to the elect. That's what you're doing. You're seeking what belongs to the elect. You having confidence, you know what? I'm the hopeful elect, because you're hoping to be. But your actions, your mind should be showing that. So this world teaches you to seek money, fame, clout, entertainment. But the Most High says the elect must seek the kingdom. We already read that. Matthew 6:33. Let's get another one. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. What else should you be seeking as a man and as a woman, as a child? You know your children got the craziest imagination. Your son, your daughter. I mean, really the sons, right? This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 23. For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be the image of his own eternity. That's the real image we were supposed to be, where it says, let's make man in our image, right? You're supposed to be the reflection of eternity, the reflection of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But right now, you have to have your heart on immortality. Wait, we got another one. Because incorruption is near unto Yahweh. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6, verse 18. And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her law is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Wait, incorruption? Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Incorruption makes us near unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let's see. 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall rise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this incorruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. That's that incorruption, immortality. Let's get a little more meat off of the bone. You know, like when you leave, you still got some lamb on the bone. You got to get it all. Let's get all the meat off the bone. Let's look at that in the NLT. First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52 in the NLT. It will happen in a moment in the blink of an eye when the last trumpet is blown. For when the trumpet sounds, those who have died will raise to live forever. And we who are living will also be transformed. Because you have to be transformed into that glorious body like Yahweh Shai, Philippians chapter 3, verse 21. Okay? It says, for our dying bodies must be transformed into bodies that will never die. What body is that? An immortality body, an incorruptible body. Our mortal bodies must be transformed into immortal bodies. Then, when our dying bodies have been transformed into bodies that will never die, this scripture will be fulfilled. Death is swallowed up in victory. We haven't got that yet. So, as the elect, are you desiring it? Are you looking for it? Are you amazed? Do you smile? Right? Me and the brothers is always having these convos. I can go on my notifications and see brothers dropping lessons on spiritual powers, immortality, living forever, right? The abundance of your house, having children, and with those children, you having wife after wife after wife after wife. And guess what? Women are going to be, it's going to be a small natural thing. But on this side, brothers is deprived by Karuchi, right? They're in a damn box, right? Women, most women is built off of insecurities because of what they see on social media and what they've been beat down to because of Esau, let alone women going from man to man. One man say you're attractive, but then when he get bipolar, he want to whip your ass and say you ugly. Or when you outside, you don't have a man that fully trusts you because you never gave that trust, and you might be, it might seem too flirtatious, and a man is more emotionally controlling instead of course you're supposed to control and put order in your house, but a man is more abusive, controlling. And what comes is because we're incomplete. Why? Because we fully don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is why when you seek him, you start to get that completion. You start to get that relief. You start to get that comfort. You start to love yourself, right? When I came in this truth, I started to love myself more, right? Being in foster care and somebody telling you, you're worth nothing, you'll never be nothing, right? And then look at me now, I am something. Even more when I understand, no woman, no child got to tell me. I know what Yahweh Shema Shai said, let alone I'm a man. So that right there let me know I'm something. The Lord said, you know what, I'm gonna make you a man. And he set me up with different gifts that I thought was for the world, but my gift was to magnify him and edify his sheep so that they can be led to him. Okay? So the next one is wisdom. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go to the 7th chapter. I'm not going to try to hold y'all too long. I know I'll be talking forever. But this Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, in verse 28. It says, for the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. I want Yahweh Shema Shai to love me, so I got to be there the most. That's not just meaning, oh, brother, you teaching, you putting the work in, but you dwell with wisdom, with you reading, you sharpening your sword so that you can show him your skills with teaching. Show him your skills with wisdom. When you're aligning precept upon precept, you're doing this lesson and that lesson, you showing him that you're talented with the wisdom that he's giving you. Okay? But you have to even show that affection towards wisdom by reading, by meditating, by thinking of the Lord, right? Thinking of things that he have done unto you. Okay? The Lord loves that. The world to come. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, just to make it even faster. 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, verse 43 to 45. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, this flesh. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off. Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory. This is the goal, right? The world to come is to have victory. The world to come is to have immortality, right? Because right now, through the Spirit, the truth has sprung up. It's no man, no woman can stop this truth, right? I don't care who your wife, who your woman is, she ain't stopping this. So the glory, the promises to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob that was given to the 12 tribes of Israel. So if for those that always hear me teach, you know where I'm going. Let's go to Luke, the first chapter, in verse 68. It says, "Blessed be Yahweh Shemashai, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David," which is Yahweh Shai, "as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, and that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear." That is the main example of salvation. Let's not even put your mind away from other nations. It's about the Israelites getting delivered from their enemies who they've been oppressed under. You other nations been conquered. Esau conquered his own people. He conquered the Hamites. He conquered the descendants of Japheth. He conquered the nations. They're conquered. But we're taken because, well, we turned unto the Lord. We did wickedness. We started believing in other idols. This is a punishment. So when we deal with this salvation, it goes back to the promise. The other nation's not a part of that. So when we want to have a lesson about the other nations, you keep that separate from the promise, from the oath, from the covenant, the oath, and the law, and the everlasting covenant that was given to the nation of Israel. So seek out the elect. This also means the elect fellowship with those who are like you spiritually. The same thing that the Lord said to Ezra, right? People that are like you. I'm going to read this point, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to end it. It says, "Those who fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai, those who keep the commandments, those who labor for the kingdom." I'm not laboring for the next day. If it happens, it happens. And when the next day comes, I have to do lessons. I'm bound to do this. And Lord willing, he keep me because I like it. But we're working towards the kingdom. Every day is getting closer to Yahweh Shai coming. That's it. Every day, every week, every month, every year, every season is leading to the coming of Yahweh Shai, leading to the MOTB. I got another lesson. It just hit me. Right? This fourth beast had to be revived so he can usher the MOTB, so Yahweh Shai can return. Those who endure chastening and those who desire righteousness over the world. Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they agreed? Only the elect can walk together because they're going to agree in this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know if it's in this phone. Okay, it's not. But it's okay. I'll find it. We're going to go to 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter again, but we're going to go to the G&T. Because brothers, man, me, Bashar, Yarmayan, we was talking about this the last week, and I could not get this out my head. I mean, it's a lot to go over. Okay. I'm going to read this verse, and then we're going to shoot down. This is verse 26. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 26 in the G&T. "Do not take account of the sins of your people. Rather consider those who have served you faithfully. Pay no attention to godless people in what they do, but take into account those who have kept your covenant in spite of all their sufferings. Do not think about those who have lived wicked lives, but remember those who have gladly confessed you as the Most High. Do not destroy your people because of those who have lived like animals, like beasts, but be mindful of those who have taught your law in such a wonderful way. Do not be angry with those you consider worse than animals, but show your love to those who have always trusted in your glorious presence. Let me shoot down and let's get to the point. Going to verse 42. Then I said, please let me speak. The farmer's seed may not come up because you did not send rain at the right time, or it may be ruined by too much rain, but people are different. You formed them with your own hands. You created them to be like you, and you made everything for their benefit. How can you compare them to a farmer's seed? It's impossible. O Lord above, spare the people who are your own. Speaking about all Israel. Have pity on them. Show your mercy to the people you have created. This is what the angel said. He answered, the present is for those who live now. How do you live? It's those that have that spirit that quickeneth them. What makes them alive? The future for those who are to come. You are certainly not able to love what I have created more than I do. Never again consider yourself among the unrighteous, as you have done so often. Don't even, Jake, work hard. But guess what? You can't do what? Consider yourself among the unrighteous. But I know we filthy rags. But what the Lord got you in is supposed to build up your confidence spiritually that the Lord set your course. You know, when you get in the car, you're like, man, I got to go all the way across town. I don't know my direction. Let me put it in the GPS. The Lord already put it in your GPS because Yahweh is the guide, right? 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, right? Don't be afraid. Neither doubt. Yahweh Shemon Shai is your guide, okay? Verse 50. The people of this world who have lived their lives in pride and arrogance will suffer many things in the last days. But Ezra, you should be thinking about the glory that is waiting for you and those like you. This is why it's very important for you women. I'm first talking about you women because you women are weak, okay? That you be around people that are like you. If people are not like you, why are you around them? There's even more. Women, it could be sisters of this faith that you cool with, you cool. But be more buddy-buddy with sisters that's under the same umbrella, the same understanding, same sound doctrine, right? Because it's more beneficial for you spiritually and mentally. It doesn't say push them aside because we all need that love. But those that is in the same understanding, those are sisters you're supposed to be their backbone for. And when it comes to family, you have to be strong. You love your family. You do what you do, but don't never let their situation consume you. The lesson I did about being a stoic, even though it's more direct towards men, even you women have to put that performance of the courage of a man, have that somewhat female form of a stoic, where moments happen and you control your spirit. You have discipline, right? When something bad happened, you don't get out of your character. Like my mother, when she was married to this African dude, he used to say, don't let the enemy know you won by changing your attitude in the midst of them, because they'll keep attacking that. And I'm like, damn, that makes sense. So when it comes to you being stoic, control your spirit, control your attitude. Even while you waiting on the Lord, you're trying to grow. Like Sam always say, all this shit gonna be destroyed. Why am I stressed on it too long? Because the more you hold on to it, brothers, it take you away from performing these lessons. It take you away from when you come home with your family. If it's not spiritual anger, you come home and you bring in your attitude in the house, and that spirit might linger on your wife and your children, right? Because how can your wife perform her comfort and her nourishment? Women, if you angry at the world and what somebody did to you, how can you perform your role as being a nourisher to your husband, a comforter? Shalom to the brother Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah. So you have to have that form of being a stoic. Okay, so let me read that verse again. That joint hit. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8. Verse 51 in the NLGNT. But Ezra, you should be thinking about the glory. This is what every man and woman, you should be thinking about the glory. A lot of y'all be worried about dates and vacations more. Worry about the glory that's coming, like it's about to be here tomorrow. for you, glory that is waiting for you in those like you. For all of you, paradise has been opened, the tree of life has been planted, the world to come has been made ready. All your needs have been provided, the heavenly city has been built, full rest from your labors has been offered, goodness and wisdom have been perfected. The source of evil has been sealed off so that it cannot reach you. All sickness have been removed, death has been taken away, hell is gone, the corruption has disappeared, all suffering has been taken away. The treasure of immortality is at last revealed. So don't ask any more questions about the large number of people who are lost. For when they had the opportunity to choose, they despised the Most High and Yahushai, had contempt for his law, refused to follow his ways. In addition, so I'm looking back at family, friends, guess what they did? They refused to follow his ways. So I'm going to just wait. If the Lord allowed them to come in this thing by seeing miracles, hey, that's him. He's having mercy on them. You can't force nobody in this thing, what my Father in the world say. Even though I can never force nobody in this. I could just tell them because you care. If they don't receive it, guess what? Move on. Okay? It should stop. It shouldn't mess up your rest. I'm not about to cry over somebody that don't want to hearken to the Lord. Elijah said in 1 Kings 19:10, he was jealous for the Lord. Are you jealous for my auntie? Even though I know we're emotional vessels, man. You in this flesh, it hurts you. But the more you grow in the Lord, the more you like, man, fuck, man, I don't care. Because you got to know how special, how amazing your power is. You want everybody to have them? This is what Alicia's saying. What about all of them? The Lord said, no. You should be thinking about the glory that's waiting for you and those like you. The 2/3 is not like the elect. So you shouldn't be caring about somebody that's not showing they care about Yahweh Shem Shai. Go read Amos chapter 1 and 3 in the NLT. He says he was intimate with Israel and none else. You supposed to have an intimate relationship with the Lord. When you around people that's not intimate with the Lord, the shit they do should not break you down. They're not intimate with your power. You should be selfish when it comes to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So let me read 59 again. No. Let me read 57. In addition, they mistreat the righteous servants of the Most High. The apostles, the prophets, the evangelists. What is that? Let me get this precept real quick. What's that? Second? No, it's First Chronicles. Let's see if we correct. No, Salaki. Second Chronicles, the 36th chapter, verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh rose against his people, till there was no remedy. A lot of y'all gonna try to, oh Lord, Lord, when destruction come. A lot of Israel did that. But guess what? It's not going to be no more room for repentance, and the grace door is going to be closed because you try to wait like literally the last second. Now, Jake, those that do come at the last second, it's not because of you. It's not because of me or him or them. It's because Yahweh Shem Shai set you up to come in here. Soon as the door hit that, when it's cracking, when it's almost closed. Okay? So back to 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 58 in the GNT. Then they even said to themselves that there was no God, although they knew that they must die. So the joys I have described are waiting for you, while thirst and torment are in store for them. But the Elohim, but God the Most High, did not want anyone to perish. He created everyone and prepared life for everyone. But those he created dishonored the name of their creator. They profaned his name, what we see even in Ezekiel the 36th chapter, and were ungrateful to the one who offered them life. You were ungrateful to Yahweh because he offered you life through Yahweh Shai, who he sent down here to give up his life. Come on, man. That this is why the day on which I will judge them is near. I have made this known to you and a few others like you, but not to everyone. So those that are like-minded like Ezra, from you men that are the teachers, you other men and you women, and leading to the children, if you're getting this message and you understanding it, this is for you. Grow in fear in Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Be thankful and grateful because again, he said, I have made this known to you and a few others like you, but not to everyone. And first the prophets, because the prophets got to reveal this to the other men and women, of course, the other men that are not teachers, to let them know. Stop worrying about everybody and worry about yourself. If you striving to be of the elect, worry about being around like-minded people, because that fire that's on you and the fire on them is going to keep the fire growing. When you out of that fire, you need to be around those that can give you that friction. Because if I light my shirt, on me, eventually that fire will go down and light on my pants or my shorts or my cover, whatever is down, because it's going to what? The fire is going to spread. And that's the whole point. You want to be around like-minded people. You want to build with like-minded people, especially for you women, because again, you are a weaker vessel. It makes you wholesome. That's what makes you stronger as you being a woman. It doesn't take you away from being a weaker vessel, but it makes you stronger. This ministry is about the men. But when you're being taught and you're like, dang, this is how it is, you're supposed to use these tools in your life as a woman to perfect your mind, to perfect your walk, to stay on fire as a woman, as a believer of Yahweh Shemashah, as a daughter of Zion, as a wife of one of the men of the Lord. And for you men, you're supposed to stay on fire, because truly, even without your wife, your wives, or your children, their soul depends on that fire. Okay? Because the believing husband, your wife and your children is going to be covered by you, just like the believing wife, your husband that has unbelief is going to be covered by you because of your faith. But say if you men are really dedicated to this truth, that fire that's on you, regardless of the situation, you still dwelling with this woman, that fire is going to cover that woman because she's going to believe. And usually, while a lot of you sheep, you got to really look at this truth. Look at yourself. A lot of y'all believe because you heard the teaching. You got edified. A person answered your question. And you're like, dang, that makes sense. And then you see these miracles and things that's happening in your life. And you didn't have validation by the Lord saying, hey, that was me. By your faith, you like, I know that was the Lord. Oh, that was the Lord. What do you take from that? The Lord is dealing with me. But do you get prideful? Yes, the Lord dealing with me. He ain't dealing with you. Just like the fat dude on 2012. He said, we're about to go on a big ship and you gonna die. We're not here to be prideful. You're here to be sorrowful and like, oh, Lord, I don't even deserve it, but you did this for me. And recognize he dealing with you. And just because you know he dealing with you, what are you giving back? What are you giving back? Stay diligent, stay strong, be steadfast, be unmovable. Don't look back and continue the race, because we're pressing towards the mark, that prize, that calling, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai. Lord willing, this edifying. It was really to flow through the spirit, dealing with 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter. Try to keep it small and short, but it still went long. But let's give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power that always makes this all possible. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, HaKwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit and in sound doctrine. Lord willing, that you all continue to be sincere and diligent. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sister that's faith in the truth. Lord willing, that you continue to pursue your lot. And Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. With that, Shalom, Shalom, Abad, Babal.